Hi, my name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video, we'll be checking out the Evolution Power Tools take on the tracksaw. So stay tuned and watch the video. So Evolution Power Tools kindly sent me this tracksaw kit to test out. To be absolutely honest with you, I've not had a tracksaw before, so it will be interesting to see how it works, how it all comes together, and I'll give you my initial thoughts on the whole system. So basically what we've got here, we've got the circular saw R185CCSX. This actually comes with a track that's about 1 meter long. As you can see, it's actually a normal box for the saw. So where the hell is the track? Well, it comes in 3 parts with obviously connectors, so they managed to fit it in one small box. But also, they've been kind enough to send me the track system they've got for their saw, but actually it does fit other makes as well. Right, so let's check out what's actually in the box. Number 1. Right, so on the top we are getting some tracks. It's in total is about 1 meter long, and obviously it's about 30 centimeters pieces. So let's take them out. After that, obviously we're getting our manual. So we are getting an Allen key and 2 screws to actually put the dust extraction attachment. And they're actually providing you a dust extraction adapter as well for different sizes of your hoses, so that's fantastic. I really like that. This actually comes with a edge guide as well. Obviously the saw itself and a blade. So a couple of facts and figures about this machine. The size of the blade is 185 millimeters, 1600 watts motor. It can cut at 0 degrees, 64 millimeters in depth. With the track attached, you can cut to 59 millimeters on the 45-degree angle. Without the track, it's 47 millimeters, and with the track, 42 millimeters. The cable, the power cable, is actually 3 meters long, and the whole saw weighs 4.8 kilograms, so it's a fairly heavy unit. One thing that's really worth mentioning, this actually comes with a 3-year warranty, and as you know, the Evolution Power Tools come with a blade that's a multi-purpose blade, so you can cut through wood, metal, plastics and all that, so that's also a quite good handy feature. The saw has also got an electric blade brake. Right then, so let's get this saw sorted into a usable state. First of all, the dust extraction port needs to be installed. Next, we'll install the blade itself. We've got a very convenient space for the Allen key there. And there we go. The saw is assembled and ready to go. And now it's time to connect the tracks together. They actually come with 2 locking guides on each side. On the back of the track there's some anti-slip material. That's always handy, making sure the track stays where it needs to be. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got in the box. First of all, we've got 2 tracks. Both are 70 centimeters in length. And in total we've got 1 meter and 40 centimeters to play around with. They also come with the 2 separate connectors to make a sturdy connection between the tracks. As you can see, you're also getting a nice carry case, some instructions, and 2 track clamps. So as you can see, it's actually a full package. 2 tracks, 1.4 meter in length. Also you got the clamps and a carrier bag. That's quite decent. Okay then, so I've put the longest track together. So we've got a nice 1.4 meter length over here. I've got a piece of scrap MDF underneath, and what we need to do on the track itself, we've got this plastic edge that basically indicates where the blade's gonna go, and we at this moment need to just trim it with our saw, just basically setting up the guide, the track to our saw. So the tracks themselves from the bottom, they've got actually this anti-slip material, and I have to say the track is actually well stable, it's not moving at all. But you do have the option with the track clamps to actually secure it to your workpiece, so you won't have to worry about the track moving anywhere at all. And that's what I'm going to do now. So as I mentioned before, the saw is basically a normal circular saw with an option of being able to run on a track. The spec of this machine are basically nearly identical to another circular saw from Evolution R185CCSX, which I had the opportunity to actually review, and to be fair, at current time is my favourite circular saw in my workshop. Now the differences are obviously the base plate and how it's all set up, so it allows the saw to run on the track. But if you're actually interested in bits and pieces about the circular saw itself, because I'm not going to talk about it much in this video, I encourage you to check out my other video. I'm going to link it up above and down below as well for you to check out, because I have to say I think it's a very good circular saw. If it's a good track saw, we shall check now and see how it performs. So as you can see, it actually uses just one part of the track, which is that, and the other runner, it allows basically this track to be used by other makes like Makita and so on, and I think even Festool as well. I'm going to try to drop a full list of all the other saws that you can use with this track, because basically it's a cheap solution to buy a track if it fits the saw you've got and you're looking for basically an extension. I have to say it's a fairly well made track, there's no issues with it. You've got 2 points where it's actually being secured, so I think it's quite value for money, especially when it actually comes with the clamps as well. Right, and so that wasn't too bad actually, to be fair. Let's test it out on different pieces. I've got some MDF plywood and some chipboard. Let's have a look how we're going to be able to cut nice and straight lines on those. To start with, I've got 12mm plywood. As you can see, is actually fairly heavy chipped out from my different saw, and it will be nice to see how the edges cut on this one. Now let's try a bit of MDF, 18mm. And now 18mm chipboard. Right, so we've done a few cuts on the plywood. We've done a very decent job. MDF and chipboard, absolutely no issues, fantastic cuts. One thing I really like about this, so you can actually fine tune it to your track. You got 2 adjustment knobs, one is over here and one at the back. This will prevent the saw from moving in your track, so that's very good. You can actually fine tune it and set it up to your track, so there's basically no movement on the straight edge. All the knobs and everything are easy accessible. They're quite large, so it's easy to tighten everything up, and the adjustments on, obviously it does 45-degree angles or whatever else you want to set it up with. Obviously the depth of cut is a very important thing on this saw. One thing that's a bit of a downside for me is the dust extraction. On the previous saw, basically same model but a different base plate, the dust extraction was far better. Mainly the dust is coming from just the front of the machine, so basically the chips are flying out outside at the front rather than going through the hose at the back. And we'll have to consider as well, actually the saw, obviously it's open from this side. Usually the track saws are enclosed and the dust collection is far better. So if you're looking for a track saw or a circular saw that actually has got a very good dust collection system, this is definitely not the one to go for, unfortunately. As a saw itself, it's absolutely fantastic. It's the grips, the rubber, the materials that are used for this saw are very, very good, high quality, and the grip itself is fantastic. I really liked it on the saw that I already got. Is really, really good. It's quite heavy, which to be fair, in a way it's a plus for this saw, especially when it's on the track. To be fair, I've been using the track without the clamps and it's really not going anywhere. It's really solid, especially when we've got 4 kilograms of pressure just from the saw going downwards. Is definitely not going anywhere, so that's a big plus. Now this saw is trying to be a bit of everything. So a circular saw, a track saw, and in this combination I don't think it actually works that well. As a circular saw, this will be quite good because it does have a large base plate, so it will be easier to handle, and the cut will be absolutely fantastic. Trouble is, because the base plate is different, the dust extraction is a little bit worse than on the basic model without the ability to run on the track, so you have to consider that. The only downside that I've got for the track, if you disregard the dust problem, it's actually plunging into the material. In my opinion, you just cannot do it. It just doesn't work. In the normal track saws, you've got the ability to stop at a certain level. With this, if you don't lock it, it's actually quite difficult to keep the saw at the same depth of cut, if you know what I mean. You actually have to lock the lever of the depth of cut, so it basically remains at the same depth, which is very difficult to do on this saw. So the easiest way is to predetermine the depth of cut, set the saw up and then run through the material, which sometimes it could be quite problematic depending on your setup. Now the positive side of this saw, it's cheap. On Amazon you can pick it up for £79, and I'm going to drop a link to it down below in the description so you can check it out yourself. And the saw comes with just over 1 meter length of track. So if you want to market for a really cheap all-around circular saw that actually has got the ability to run on a track, then I think it's going to be a good choice for you. You have to remember that also, apart from the ability to cut through wood, this saw's got the ability to cut through metals, plastics and all that, because it does come with the multi-blade, which I mentioned before. And if you don't know what a multi-blade is, I'm going to link above one of my videos and you can have a look what it actually does. And on Amazon you can actually pick up a 2.8 meter kit with 2 clamps in the carrier bag for £77. I think that's fantastic value for money there, and it's compatible with the following makes. I'm just going to read through my list. Obviously the Evolution saws: Festool, Triton, Makita, Bosch, Triton, Metabo, Scheppach and Erbauer. So the list is quite extensive, and you want to buy some extension to your tracks, this is a very good solution for great value. And the tracks actually are fantastic, I have to say, especially if you've got the ability that it actually comes with 2 locking plates, which is absolutely fantastic. It will definitely hold the track together in a perfect condition. So the track kit, fantastic, the way to go in this case. So my final thoughts for the machine: as a circular saw, it's a fantastic saw. As a track saw, it's definitely not the best. As a track saw, for me, the biggest downside is the lack of ability to plunge to a pre-set up depth. And that really is very problematic when you're trying to do a nice cut. You have to predetermine the depth of cut before you make the cut, because later on it's just very difficult to do. As a circular saw itself, it's absolutely fantastic. I love this tool, and as I mentioned before, I've got the basic one that doesn't come with the ability to go on the track. So I think this saw is mainly aimed at beginners, DIYers, that do want to have a bit of flexibility in their tool, and obviously value for money. In this case, it's fairly high and decent. This will probably compete with your Triton, maybe Erbauer, and obviously definitely the Aldi track saw and the Parkside track saw. What you get is quite a lot, and the quality obviously is very, very good. I have to say the materials used are fantastic, and I've got no issues with that. If they manage to somehow upgrade the plunge ability on this saw, it will be an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. I hope this video helped you a little bit. Obviously, this is a brand new tool, and I've not had much time with it yet, so I will be spending more time in my workshop, and I will be definitely using this track saw in my future projects as well. So look for another video on this topic, because I will definitely be doing an update on this saw, having spent some time with it. But guys, for today, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you on my next woodworking adventure. Till then, take care.